Wow, you must be hungry.
Glad you noticed.
Biggest I ever seen.
It is ginormous.
Enough for 3 people.
And so red.
A massive apple.
Welcome to Rewind Video. I'm Bob.
I'm Rob.
And we love movies. Good ones, bad ones, old ones, new ones, city movies, country movies, and everything in between.
Country movies.
Country movies, yeah, they're out there. Well, Rob, it finally happened. We've run out of themes for the staff recommendation show.
The bucket has run dry.
Yeah. We've plumbed the depths of our movie knowledge and come up with nothing that hasn't been covered before. Cool Jackets, done.
Yeah. We've done it all. This is another way to put it. We've done it all.
We've done it all, yes.
Are we announcing the end of the show? Is this how I'm learning?
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I'm before we give up officially, I'm going to do one more brainstorm over my lunch break.
Okay. What are you having for lunch?
It's just an apple.
Oh.
It's a big apple, but it is just a plenty.
I've heard of apples.
Yeah. I should have plenty of time to think during my big apple.
Big apple.
Big apple.
Is that all you're having? Because really you need some protein in there too.
Rob, I think we're onto something. I've got an idea.
Okay.
As listeners know, you and I are tasked with stocking the staff recommendation shelf.
This is true.
Each time we rotate in new movies, we adhere to a theme. This week's theme should be New York City.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Or watching. Watch it. Maybe you're watching here.
I'm watching here.
Yeah.
Renting videos here.
Yeah. Just to be clear.
Does anybody say that? Did anybody?
I'm renting videos. Maybe.
I mean, maybe that. Did they ever say it? Maybe. I'm assuming people in the 70s said it. Does anyone say it now, like non-ironically? Hey, I'm walking here.
I think that the Taxi Driver is enough out of the zeitgeist that it might have passed.
Is that where it came from?
Yeah.
I just assumed that that was like a reference to the fact that hey, people say that around here. You know?
Yeah. I can understand why I think that, but no, it's.
You think they coined the term? Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. So just to be very clear with our audience, we've not run out of themes.
Clearly.
No.
How could we? We're good at this.
Yeah, we're very good at this. That's why it's our job. But it felt like it was time to do a city-focused episode, right?
Yeah. I mean, specific location in general.
Yes. And we have often talked about the way New York is depicted on film. So what a great place to start.
When we decided we're going to do a location, I thought, let's go chalk. Number 1 overall draft pick. Let's just go with the top pick, capital of the world.
Would you say that that's New York or is it L.A.?
It's New York.
It's New York because L.A. just becomes whatever it needs to be.
Yeah, and there are some great L.A. movies, but it's not New York when we're talking as far as locations go.
No, yeah, certainly not.
L.A. doesn't add quite as much. You can't just put a camera in any part of the city and it just the production value is there. I mean, you can do that in some places.
No, I don't even think L.A. is as recognizable as folks tend to think it is. Because when you show a picture of the downtown of Los Angeles, I feel like people are surprised that it has a downtown with skyscrapers and, very separate from the Hollywood sign and Malibu and Santa Monica and all that stuff.
L.A. is so big.
Yeah, it is.
And it's
big.
So many different things. So is New York. But LA is so many different things in a different way, and it's just so spread out where it's just might as well be different sides of the planet in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, New York, definitely where we ought to begin. And boy, there was no shortage of movies to pick from. I feel good about my films, but we could have recommended 6 movies. We could have recommended 60 movies.
Yeah, we could do this every year. We could do a podcast just of this.
Yeah.
Someone probably thought of that already.
Yeah. We'll just continue doing our thing.
Yeah. Because to be clear, we've not run out of topics at all.
No
way.
Yeah. If you tuned out when you heard that we've run out of topics, come back.
Yeah. Because we have not.
No, certainly not. Yeah, 2026 will be quite a year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to talk about all of our films. In fact, I'm really thrilled with where we're starting because your first movie is one that was not on my radar.
Interesting.
In more ways than one.
I think it's under a lot of people's radar, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's a fairly new movie. Are we going straight into it?
Let's jump in.
All right. It's from 2021. Movie is Summer of Soul. This is filed under Unearthed Melody.
Yes.
Back of the box. During the same summer as Woodstock, over 300,000 people attended the Harlem Cultural Festival, celebrating African American music and culture and promoting Black pride and unity. The footage from the festival sat in a basement unseen for over 50 years, keeping this incredible event in America's history lost until now. Tagline, this is the tagline from that they have on Letterboxd.
Okay.
A Questlove John. Which is generic, obviously. It's like his version of, because he's the director. Questlove directed this.
Yes.
It's his version of Spike Lee Joint.
Yeah.
But that is like, obviously it's generic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But also like John is a Philadelphia word.
Right.
This movie is not about Philadelphia at all.
At all.
It's about Harlem in New York.
Yeah.
This is clearly a New York movie. It's just a little weird. So as a tagline, it's not good.
Yeah, because it could literally go on anything that Questlove produces. And
Right.
It has nothing to do with the film that we're actually watching.
Now, the movie itself does actually have a subtitle, which I think I'm just going to consider the tagline.
Yeah.
It's when the revolution could not be televised.
Better tagline.
Way better tagline.
Yes.
But I guess they figured they wasted it in the very long title of this movie for some reason. So this is an archival documentary about the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival, a free music festival in Mount Morris Park, which is now called Marcus Garvey Park. It's right on the border of Harlem and East Harlem. Like the border goes right down the middle of the park in Manhattan. It was from, this is in 1969, from June 29th to August 24th, every Sunday. They had a concert in the park at 3 p.m. And they had 6 concerts, and the average attendance was about 50,000 each. They had about 300,000 people there.
It's wild.
Which is wild. Which also sounds fucking awesome.
It does.
Like a every Sunday at 3 p.m. at your local park just to go see a concert.
Yes.
Sounds great.
It does.
It's like one of those things that we should just have all the time everywhere.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of places have this kind of stuff, but like not to this level.
No, and it's more of a, I don't know, produced thing that like this feels organic and connected to the community, and any festival this size that happens today, I think, would not feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, because they're such a big operation, it would be like, it wouldn't just be sponsored by, who was it, Maxwell House or whatever, like it was in this movie. It would be way worse than that. It would be like taken over, and this kind of stuff that's free, like, is so rare. You know, you need to get governments to like pay, or the city government to pay for stuff like this. Is really tough now, especially of this size. To like, have 50,000 person concert 6 weekends in a row in a place that doesn't normally have it. That's tough. So during the summer these concerts were taking place, we landed on the moon, which was July 20th, and Woodstock was going on in the middle of August.
Right.
So this was like a pretty pivotal time in the country and the world. I mean, the late 60s, early 70s was like, there was all kinds of shit was happening. And they get into a little bit of it in the documentary. And to like the Black community, the Harlem Cultural Festival was part of that story, but they just had this footage that was shot, and then they used it. I guess they used it to make a couple of hour-long like TV specials. Yeah. And then they just didn't do anything with it until a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I thought that it had been that somebody had tried to shop it around, and in the hope of turning it into something like this. It wouldn't have been as good as this.
Right.
But yeah, there was no appetite for it.
But then Woodstock was like all over the place. Like everybody knows Woodstock.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who grew up kids nowadays probably don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but like at least us, like we grew up in a world where like obviously we're not old enough to remember Woodstock, but like we know Woodstock just because no one ever shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? It's just like Woodstock this and Woodstock that. This one just disappeared, you know? And they shot about 40 hours of stuff. They actually did not shoot the last of the 6 concerts because the film crew was scheduled to shoot the pilot episodes of a TV show called Sesame Street. So they didn't shoot the last weekend. But, you know, Sesame Street ended up being all right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, this footage was unused. The festival kind of disappeared from people's memories. And Questlove, who's like a giant music nerd. Like he knows everything about music, especially like East Coast music of the, you know, 60s and 70s. He had never heard of this music festival until a producer came to him and was like, "Are you interested in making this movie?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
You know, never even heard of it. So I think one of the great things about New York that this movie shows is like how big and diverse it is and like how you can have neighborhoods that have an identity all of their own.
Oh yeah.
Like so singular. I mean, I don't know what the population was back then, but nowadays Harlem is like 200,000 people, so it's probably around that back then. Like that's a medium-sized city in America. You know, small to medium or whatever, all by itself. And so like they have these identities on top of being from New York. You're from Harlem, you're from Red Hook, you're from
Greenpoint, whatever.
the Village, yeah. And every part of the city is a little bit different. You know, Harlem is not Tribeca. It's not Williamsburg. It's not the West Village. They're all they might as well be different places, but they're all the same place, forced to coexist in a way.
Yeah.
You probably weren't surprised at the kind of movie that I brought to the shelf here.
No.
With this movie. This is like made for me.
It is. But, I mean, without spoiling anything, I would say that this might be my favorite music documentary ever.
I don't think I could disagree with that.
There's so much this does right.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the festival, of course. I mean, it happened before I was born. I don't know anything about time before I was born. And every moment of this, the positivity and the way they capture the music, the storylines behind everything is so brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just music I love. Stevie Wonder, B.B. King, Nina Simone, Sly Stone, Gladys Knight.
Banger after banger.
Even the Fifth Dimension was like, wow, this fucking rocks. You know what I mean? Even though it's like that music doesn't rock.
No.
But it was like fucking awesome to watch it live in front of a huge crowd like that. It also, it does a great job of putting that festival into the context of the world of Black America in the 60s and just America as a whole. You know, even just like when they're talking about the moon landing, people are like, sure, it sounds great, but like people here are fucking struggling. You know what I mean?
Get some
and
of
like,
that money.
And we're still having that fucking conversation. Like maybe it's not about, you know, landing on the moon, or it kind of is, I guess. But it's still like, I guess like, sure, it's like good for them, but like, what about us? You know, is pretty much the attitude, which is kind of like how I feel about a lot of stuff these days. Yeah. They have like talking heads interviews with some of the artists, but also just some of the people that were there. You know, and you get like people are like, I thought it was great. Like it seemed important at the time, and then nobody ever mentioned it again. It was really cool to see that. I think Questlove has quietly become maybe my favorite documentary filmmaker.
Yeah.
Because he did this, and then this year, 2025, he released 2 movies that he directed. He did the Ladies and Gentlemen, which was co-directed with Oz Rodriguez, which was a doc on the music from Saturday Night Live, which is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's fantastic.
That was tremendous.
And he also directed a documentary on Sly Stone, which came out this year.
Huh. Did not know about that one.
Also fucking excellent. So like, I don't know if nothing else, we should put him in charge of like the nation's musical archives or something, because like he has a feel for like how to tell a story using archival footage. Yeah. And even like in the editing of this movie, I noticed like the editing is almost like on a tempo, right? Like he gets how to like edit this stuff together in a way where like it all fits together musically as well as story-wise.
Yes.
You know, he's just really good at it. He has a real feel for that.
One thing that he did that I appreciated was getting reactions from people who like didn't know that this who were seeing some of this footage themselves for the first time. And I mean, we live in a world where reaction videos are somehow garnering views on like YouTube and stuff. But you understand why there's magic in that when you see people that are just really mesmerized by something that they didn't know existed, which happens in the case of this film.
Especially when they have a connection to it,
Yes.
but they've never seen it before, or
Right.
they were there and they didn't see the footage, or they were the people in the footage and they've never seen it before,
Yes.
which happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
So Summer of Soul, it's rated 4.2 overall in Letterboxd. 184 people have it in their 4 favorites. 37% agree with my 4-star rating, including Rendy Jones, who wrote his review in the form of a dialogue. Me. Man, Lover's Rock is the biggest FOMO I've ever felt. Questlove drives up in a DeLorean. Questlove, hold my pick and get in, loser. We're going to 1969. I don't even know what Lover's Rock is. I don't know what he's talking about, but
Probably
I still
not
thought
as
that
good
was
as
funny.
the Harlem Cultural Festival.
Summer of Soul is, it's just a great concert movie. It's a big part of Harlem and New York history. And so I'm putting it up on the staff recommendation shelf this week for the topic of New York City.
Love it. So glad I had the chance to watch this.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I this is 5 stars for me. Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I think it probably will be eventually one day. But yeah, it scratches all the itches.
yeah, so good. All right, well, I am taking us to a different year that ends in 9. My first pick is from 1979, from the Yes, Woody Allen Was Always Creepy section of the store.
Right?
And my first movie is Manhattan. So, back of the box. Manhattan explores how the life of a middle-aged television writer dating a teenage girl is further complicated when he falls in love with his best friend's mistress. Set against the black and white romantic sweep of New York City, the film follows Isaac's search for meaning, purpose, and connection in a city that promises everything but guarantees nothing. There is no tagline, which is fine.
Yeah.
So, requisite disclaimer, yes, Woody Allen is creepy. He's fucking super, super creepy.
Yeah.
And my appreciation for this film has nothing to do with him as a person. I have no appreciation for that.
The character's a creep, and like
He's
it's part of the
creep.
character.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird how he was just like, his whole life was like, yeah, I'm a fucking creep.
Yeah, here, I'm going to make him put it on film. So, yeah, this was directed by Woody Allen, shot by Gordon Willis in rich monochrome. It's a black and white movie. Manhattan is definitely one of cinema's great odes to New York. I mean, this movie opens with a monologue about a man's love for the city, and it's just fulfilled throughout the movie with the way New York is captured. So it's equal parts romantic comedy, neurotic self-dissection, and city swooning visual poem. But we get Diane Keaton, Mariel Hemingway, Woody Allen, of course, playing a version of himself. Meryl Streep is here. She's fabulous. But yeah, the New York is as much a character as everyone, all the humans who are in the picture. We also have George Gershwin's score, which really just elevates everything. So how does this fit the theme? I think this isn't a movie that's just set in New York. It's definitely about New York. I think the romance here is as much about two people that are in love as it is, a love letter to the city.
Yeah, it's an incredible New York movie.
Oh my God.
I mean, from the opening shot, I mean, it's called Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It looks from the city from all angles.
Yeah.
It's an incredible New York movie.
And you find yourself in so many corners of the city. I mean, like from the shot of the Queensboro Bridge to the, Central Park to the streets of Manhattan. And, I think with the exception of a couple shots, there isn't really an intention to call attention to this landmark, but it just all feels it feels like the whole city is a landmark. Interestingly, Alan originally considered releasing this film without a plot. His initial vision was just shots of New York set against Gershwin, and it was just me that.
I would have watched that.
I would have watched that.
I'd watch the fuck out of that
for sure. But this is taking place during a time that we've talked about on the podcast before, when it's a transitional era for the city, when it's moving away from, this economically strained, kind of crime-ridden place.
It was like right at the end. It was like maybe starting to pick up a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And it still definitely had a ways to go. But, there's a bit of a turning of the page for the city that's beginning to happen. Mariel Hemingway won... she received an Academy Award nomination for her performance at just 18. And some of the notable scenes, such as the Queensboro Bridge and the planetarium, are still places that tourists flock to for, their version of these shots. But why did I choose this? Even though I loathe Woody Allen as a person, this is probably my favorite Woody Allen movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just, it's hard to get over. I mean, why is she 17? Do you know what I mean? Like,
she could be 19 and
you could make
fine.
the character 21 or 2 and it would still be you would still have the same conflict with like your 40-year-old friends, right? Like they would be like, but it wouldn't be as creepy. It wouldn't be gross, It would just be like, come on, man, you're better than this.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like, what are you fucking, you know what I mean?
She could be in college instead of high school. And
but like he made her 17 and like, I don't know. It's just like, why? Why would you, it doesn't make any sense to me.
It really, really doesn't.
But still, it's still a great movie.
Yeah. I mean.
You have to get over that though.
It's just an aching portrait of the city, and we get. I don't think that you could take this love story, the whole love story, including the Diane Keaton part and the friend having the affair, and have it work as well in a different place. It feels connected to New York as we know it, and
Definitely.
Even though the city is different in 1979, you realize that it's still populated by the same assholes that live there now. And, it feels true to the town that, it has since become.
Yeah, I mean, it's all you're talking about how it's like it's a time of change in the city. It's turning a page, but like that's the thing about a city like New York is it constantly is doing that because it's such a big city and there's so much going on there and people are always trying to get there and trying to get out and whatever, and I think it's always changing, but it's always kind of the same struggle, right?
Yeah. Woody Allen, interestingly, was very unhappy with this when he was finished with it. He asked United Artists to not release it and offered to make a movie for them for free as like in return. But it did come out. Critics have, of course, wrestled with some of the uncomfortable elements, notably the age problem with the love interest here. So, not surprisingly, a lot of users bring that up on Letterboxd as a criticism of this, but it does average a 3.9. I have this at 5 stars. Like I said, it's probably my favorite Woody Allen film. 16% of users agree with my rating, and 2,100 people have this on their list of 4 favorites. I couldn't resist plucking a half-star review from Bilbo Ballin, who said, "Fuck Woody Allen and his whimsical pedophilic trash." Well, so yeah, I mean, if that's all you're seeing,
can't really argue
you're not going to love this. But yeah, if you go in interested in what the movie is named for, you're going to get something pretty amazing.
This was my first viewing. I had never seen it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
One of those movies that's been on my watch list since I had a watch list.
How did you feel about it?
I loved it. I loved it.
Good.
Yeah. It's a 4-star movie for me
yeah.
because I never get 5 on the first watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great.
Did you find it funny?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
not
Woody
just-
Allen's funny. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
so is Bill Cosby. Like, let's be honest. Like, like, we got to be honest about these things.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I laughed quite a bit. I thought it's a well-written movie. You get to see Woody Allen dribbling a basketball, which I don't think was intended to be funny, but it's hilarious.
He's a basketball guy.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah, no, this is a great one, and such an ode to New York City. So I'm putting it on the shelf as my first pick.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to bring us up to 1995. The movie is Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's filed under Big Jugs. Here's the back of the box. New York detective John McClane is back and kicking bad guy butt in the 3rd installment of this action-packed series, which finds him teaming up with civilian Zeus Carver to prevent the loss of innocent lives. McClane thought he'd seen it all until a genius named Simon engages McClane, his new partner, and his beloved city in a deadly game that demands their concentration.
So I take issue with one part of that back of the box.
What's that?
Did John McClane think he had seen it all? I don't think he had.
I think he had.
Oh, really?
It already happened twice.
Yeah, I mean, he had seen a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I think this. Yeah, I think he had seen it all.
Okay.
I thought he thought he'd seen it all after the first movie. After the second movie, he's like, I've definitely seen it all.
Okay.
And I think this movie, I think it does a good job of answering the question, like, how could this possibly happen a third time to the same guy? But, like, surely John McClane was like, never again. Like, there's no way this happens again, right? Tagline, think fast, look alive, die hard.
I mean, for a Die Hard movie, that's pretty.
I'd say it's
pretty great.
Somewhere in the B range,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I don't love it when they put the name of the movie in there and just Die Hard. Like, yeah, we get it, Die Hard.
Yeah. Right. That's why I'm here.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
Agree.
So this is, yes, the 3rd movie in the Die Hard franchise that has somehow had 5 movies in it.
Yes.
I mean, Live Free or Die Hard and A Good Day to Die Hard, I guess they both technically exist, but I don't know. I've never...
Oh, I think Live Free and Die Hard is very good.
All right. I mean,
I think
I'll give it a shot. You should bring it to the shelf one time.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
can talk
forced
about
to watch
it.
it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either of the last 2.
The last one is fucking terrible.
Okay.
But the 4th one is good.
Okay. All right. Well, for part 3, John McTiernan comes back after skipping the second one.
Yes.
He was off making Medicine Man and Red October and Last Action Hero.
Okay. Well, he did some good things.
But yeah, so he came back for Die Hard 3. I had always known this was a spec script.
Yeah.
That was not a Die Hard movie. And then it was called Simon Says, and then they rewrote it to make it a Die Hard movie. I always knew that. That was something that, like, I'd always heard in the video store community. But according to Wikipedia, it was actually a Brandon Lee project at one point. And then after he died, it got bought by Warner Brothers because obviously they weren't making the Brandon Lee version. And then they turned it into a Lethal Weapon script. Mm-hmm. And then that fell apart. And then it became a Die Hard movie at Fox, which I never knew all that before. So this movie was like kind of put through a process, I would say.
I prefer this as a Die Hard movie over what would have been a Lethal Weapon movie.
Probably. I have not seen the Lethal Weapon movies. Can you believe that?
Oh man, Rob,
somehow that's like one of those things that have just like completely escaped me somehow.
Okay.
So maybe you can change that. It's one of those things like, yeah, I'll get to it.
We got some exciting things in store for 2026.
I don't know that I necessarily would want to see a Lethal Weapon version of this, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So like I think the fact that this script was like so many different things maybe explains why it feels a little assembled from like pre-existing parts. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel
that's fair.
Like it's a little clunky, but it still runs well. You know. This time we get Bruce Willis teamed up with Samuel L. Jackson. That's a lot of fun. And we also get the Beekeeper's Jeremy Irons as the bad guy in this, which is awesome. Yeah. There are some great New York moments in this.
Oh, yeah.
The best known, I think, is the drive through Central Park, which I don't know if that's like physically possible, but you would definitely kill some people if you did that. Several
absolutely,
people.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like perfect movie tropes where like cars end up in places you're like, this is more dangerous than what you're trying to prevent.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I guess not in this case necessarily, but still. I always thought like, wow, like people just like, you could never just be this dangerous with a car in real life.
No.
We get to spend a lot of time with New York cops, which is a very New York thing in New York movies. The New York Fed is featured prominently. But we also get a look at the water system. No, New York is, as cities go, it's like it has the best water in the country. It's very clean, fresh water, delicious water. Certainly, of any city, definitely in the country, maybe the world, great water. And it comes from up in the Catskills. Unsurprisingly, they don't get it in the city. It comes from up in the Catskills, and it has to come down somehow. And so this is how you do it. Big, giant tunnels.
Yeah.
And the one this movie has a set piece in is the New York City Water Tunnel number 3. And to give you an idea of the scope of this project, it was begun in 1970.
Oh, my gosh.
This movie came out in, what did I say, 95?
Yeah.
Parts of this tunnel came online in 1998, and then other parts came online in 2013. The entire project will be done. Right now, it's scheduled to be done by 2032.
Oh, my God.
So this is a 60-plus year project that will eventually be 60 miles long, and it's according to what I saw online, will cost $6 billion, which seems like a typo in 2025. It seems like it would cost like $500 billion to do this nowadays.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, that seems like a deal. $6 billion. That seems really cheap.
Yeah.
And so we get a view at some of like the infrastructure that holds a city like New York together, because you're like, all these people got to drink some fucking water,
right?
Know? Like imagine how much water you need for this many millions of people, it's got to come from somewhere. And so these projects you have to invest in over decades and decades and decades and billions of dollars and to build these things. And then Bruce Willis goes and blows it all up anyway.
Right.
So we have a prominent customer who has told me that this is the best Die Hard movie. I don't agree with that. I'm not even sure he really does, to be honest, but it is. I think it's damn good.
It's very good. Yeah.
It's not the best Die Hard movie.
That's the first one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you think I was going to say 2?
I mean, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. It is worth asking.
Yeah.
But the cast here, they're all laying it on very thick.
Yeah.
They're like, we are in a fucking blockbuster summer Die Hard movie in New York fucking city.
Yeah.
Great action set pieces on the streets of New York. Inexplicably, this movie has its climax at a truck stop on the other side of the Canadian border.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
Well, I think you're touching on why I would argue that this is not the best Die Hard movie, because the first half of this film...
To be clear, I'm not arguing that either.
Yeah. No, you are not. But to anyone who is, the first half of this film, fucking incredible.
It rocks.
It's so good. I think if you haven't seen this recently, you might have forgotten that it peters out a little bit and just... I don't know. It certainly doesn't finish as strong as it starts.
I think if you had an awesome set piece to end the movie in New York, this movie might be the best Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It really might be. But instead you're like, why are we at a truck stop? Like, we were in New York City the whole time, and now we're at a truck stop in a weird place in Quebec. Like, what? It just seems like it's just like a deflating balloon. And then he shoots a helicopter with a gun, and that's how you end the movie.
Right.
You guys could have done so much better.
Yes.
But then a year later, Long Kiss Goodnight, does the same thing. They end their movie in Canada. Like, what is like? Was that a thing in the '90s? Like, let's just end our action movie in the middle of nowhere in Canada. But otherwise, this has all the things you want out of a Die Hard in New York. You know, like it's a great action movie. It's got great '90s actors in it. It looks like a '90s Die Hard movie. You know, it's just exactly what you want.
I mean, this is around the time that Samuel L. Jackson is becoming the Samuel L. Jackson that we know today. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he had certainly been in things before this, but this was a big role for him, and it's great. He plays opposite Bruce Willis brilliantly, and
the racial politics of this movie are a little strange.
A little bit.
You know, I don't even I even remember in the '90s going like, I don't even understand what they're trying to do with this. You know, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a little grumpy, but I think it's just part of like the slightly clunky nature of it, which maybe is part of the movie's charm.
Yeah.
So Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's rated 3.7 overall on Letterboxd. 723 people have it in their 4 favorites, and 33% agree with my 4-star rating, including Jessica, who said, if I was ever made to solve riddles and puzzles to save the city, we'd all die because I'm dumb as shit. Die Hard with a Vengeance going up on the staff shelf this week for the topic of New York City.
I also have this 4 stars. I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'll offer you an interesting bit of trivia, which is that I'm often on Reddit. It's probably my, alongside Letterboxd, my social media
website
network of choice. Yeah. Occasionally I post there. My most upvoted post, which has 75,000 upvotes, is to the Today I Learned community, where I made a post one day 6 years ago saying, today I learned that the robbery of the Federal Reserve in Die Hard with a Vengeance is so plausible that the FBI actually questioned the screenwriter on how he had such intimate knowledge of their vaults, which actually happened.
Weird.
Yeah. They were like, what the fuck? This is fishy. So you're saying
this is possible.
Yeah. We might need to rethink our water system. No, great pick. This was and always is fun, but yeah, it's not the best.
Not the best.
All right. Well, I'm going to the Bloods, Crips, and Plug Uglies section of the store for my second pick, which is 2002's Gangs of New York.
Okay.
Back of the box. In early 1860s New York, Irish immigrant Amsterdam Vallon is released from prison and returns to the 5 Points, seeking revenge against his father's killer, William Cutting, a powerful anti-immigrant gang leader. He knows that revenge can only be attained by infiltrating Cutting's inner circle. Vallon's journey becomes a fight for personal survival and to find a place for the Irish people. Tagline, America was born in the streets. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. So this is a Scorsese movie, and it is his grand, ferocious, epic ode to New York. And definitely...
one of them, I guess.
One of them. It's all about how the city was built on mud, brick, blood, and and we get Daniel Day-Lewis with a remarkable performance as Bill Cutting. He's kind of the film's gravitational center. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Amsterdam. This is one of maybe the first partnership between Scorsese and DiCaprio, I think. I could be wrong. I'm sure people will correct me. And then we also have Cameron Diaz and John C. Reilly here. There's some surprise. Brendan Gleeson shows up, and the cast is pretty great. But this would be the earliest cinematic portrayal of New York that we have on the shelf tonight.
Okay, yeah.
And I think a reminder that the city was never gentle. It was a place of immigrants, tribes, turf, prejudice. And the bones of of modern New York are right there in the mud. So how does it fit the theme? It should be very obvious. It's not just a period piece about the past. I think it's a diagnosis of the city's DNA, so to speak. You know?
I mean, it's what we were just talking about. Like, it's the same fucking argument the city's been having since the beginning. Like,
yes.
The people who are already here versus the people who want to come in.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you said it. Like, the things that we associate with New York today even existed back then. There's ethnic tension, cultural collision. There's power built from influence and survival as identity, rivalries fought in public. And all of this takes place in the 5 points as like the historical setting for this movie. And they definitely function as a blueprint for what New York would become in the years that follow, the decades, the century. I think you watch this and realize that nothing about New York was ever new. It was just evolving. Mm-hmm. But a little bit on the production of this. Scorsese spent decades trying to make this. He initially started kind of laying the groundwork for the movie in the 70s.
It seems like one of those ideas that he just had, and like sticking in his head forever that he just kept adding stuff to.
Yeah. It was based loosely on a book that kind of detailed how these rival gangs functioned. But he took some creative liberties for sure. But there was a full-scale reproduction of the 5 points in the studio they shot this at in Rome. Houses, saloons, alleys. I think it was a mile long. I mean, the
production
insane.
here is insane.
Insane, yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, ever the method actor, stayed in character for the duration of the filming. The release of this was delayed due to 9/11. It was finished in the bag. 9/11 happens. They kind of put it on the shelf for a year. And there was, among a lot of things, a lot of discussion behind the scenes about the finale of the movie where we see the World Trade Centers after they had fallen and whether or not to keep that in. This was nominated for 10 Oscars. It famously won none, which is kind of wild. Scorsese considered retiring after he finished making this. There was a lot of contention between him and Harvey Weinstein over the cut of this movie. Weinstein wanted something short, tight, and more commercially marketable, and Scorsese would not budge. It is long. But yeah, why did I choose this? This is New York before the New York that we know now, but just like Manhattan, the movie Manhattan, I think this is a movie where the city is the romance, the antagonist, the mythology, but instead of jazz and bridges and moonlight and stuff, we have a story about dirt, knives, and political corruption.
That was part of the story too.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, worth the price of admission alone. His performance is fucking incredible. But Scorsese,
I think everybody in this movie is good.
Yeah.
You will see even like some people say like Cameron Diaz is, out of place or something. I think she's good.
I think she's good too. And I'm not mad at her in this whatsoever. I was going to say Scorsese got one of my favorite performances out of Brendan Gleeson for this, and he's usually great, but I love him in this. And while it is long, I don't think a minute is wasted. This is big messy American storytelling, and it earns all the frames. Feels like watching a city being born. The worldwide gross of this was $193 million and change, and while that sounds good, apparently the film ultimately lost $6 million for Miramax. The production just went on forever. Yeah. Post-production went on forever.
It's more than made up for that in cable and DVDs, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Over the years, because it's one of those movies that everybody has seen, and it's on TV, I think, all the time or whatever.
As good as Daniel Day-Lewis is, I want to say that role originally went to De Niro, and he had to bow out because of just how long the production was languishing. I also think Willem Dafoe was in the part for a minute.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool, yeah. This averages a 3.7 on Letterboxd. It's another one that I have at 5 stars. I love this movie. Only 8% of users agree with me. 1,500 have this in their list of 4 favorites. And I plucked a review by Megan who said, those gangs were definitely in New York.
They were.
Yeah. Where does this come out for you?
So in this episode of the podcast, I have said nice things about Woody Allen and Bill Cosby even.
Great. Yeah.
And I might be agreeing. I'm going to say maybe Harvey Weinstein had a point. I don't know if I agree with that point exactly. This movie, I think, for me, has always been a bit of a misfire. I think Scorsese just was just off the target here in some way because the production the production design is amazing.
Oh my God.
The costumes amazing, the performances amazing. There's so much in this movie that's just amazing. But for some reason, the story doesn't... I think he's just trying to do way too much, which is why I said it seems like it's an idea that he had in his head for decades because he just and also I want to do this because it's his... At that point, he thought it was going to be his career-ending epic or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
And so he wants to get everything in there. And for me, there isn't a story that comes together in a way that's satisfying. And maybe a shorter version of it would do that. Maybe not, though. I think maybe it's really just at a concept stage that this is just it's just too much going on for it to be a movie that I really love. And I want it to be. Every time I've seen this movie over and over again, I'm I want it to be just a little bit more something. Yeah. I just can't figure out what. And so for me, it's a 3-star movie. It's just short of being a 4-star movie. Every time I've seen it since I saw it in the theaters when it came out, it's just short of being what I want it to be for some reason.
I don't blame you. I can definitely see that interpretation. And I agree with you that you have this feeling that Scorsese probably was so intimately aware of all the work and time that went into making this that it was likely very difficult to cut down anything.
What do you cut out?
How do
you know what I mean?
I don't want to lose that scene.
There's nothing in this movie I'm oh, you could just take that out. Who cares? There's everything in it's great. There's great action scenes and fight scenes and everything is cool. It's just I can't for some reason it doesn't work and I don't know why. It might just be the editing. It might be the length. It might be something. But
I understand.
It's still a really good movie.
Yeah, it's an achievement, and I wouldn't blame anyone for not loving it as much as I do. I can see all the reasons why, but yeah, I'm a big fan of this. Scorsese is obviously no stranger to exhibiting his love for New York on film, but this is a different take than we usually get from him, and a great one. So. Throwing it on a shelf is my second pick.
We could have just done Scorsese or Woody Allen New York movies and do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take us to 1967. Movie is The Producers.
Aha.
Written and directed by Mel Brooks. This is filed under Movies You Did Not See Yet. Back of the box. Broadway producer Max Bialystok and his accountant Leo Bloom plan to make money by charming wealthy old biddies to invest in a production many times over the actual cost, and then put on a surefire flop so nobody will ask for their money back. And what can be a more certain flop than a tasteless musical celebrating Hitler? Tagline: Hollywood never faced a zanier 0 hour. I feel like that probably made more sense in 1967.
I imagine it did. Yeah.
It's a little silly. So this is Mel Brooks' directorial debut.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize this was his first movie.
Pretty sure, 1967.
Yeah.
Should have looked that up before I said it, but
let's go with it.
So it's his directorial debut,
and he never made another movie.
Never made another movie. Starring Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder, about their production of Springtime for Hitler on Broadway. And they figure out that if they produce a failure, everyone who has invested all this money will just assume it's all gone and never ask for anything back. This was actually the first time I'd seen this movie. Oh. I'd never seen the musical. I'd never seen the movie based on the musical. And so like I never like looked into it. I always thought the premise was like, oh, they like figure out a way to, you know, do some accounting and figure out a way to actually make money off of a failure of a Broadway play. Mm-hmm. But no, they're just figuring out a different way to do fraud. That's all. That's all it is. It's a creative way to do fraud. Like it's still theft. Like this is a Ponzi scheme.
100%.
They didn't like figure out a way to make money.
No,
they're stealing money.
Yes.
Piece of trivia that I found about not necessarily just about this movie when I was looking into it. So in Sweden, they actually called this movie Springtime for Hitler. Because I guess maybe the producers didn't translate well or whatever. So they just called it Springtime for Hitler. And then for the rest of Mel Brooks' career, every time he put out a movie, they called it Springtime for something. So like Springtime for the Sheriff, Springtime for Frankenstein, Springtime for silent movies, Springtime for world history, Springtime for space, right?
Shut the fuck
and
up.
so like
Wow.
when before Robin Hood Men in Tights came out, he was like, please stop doing this. He's like, please don't call this Springtime for Robin. Which they didn't. They finally stopped. Yeah. So Sweden's weird. So how does this fit the theme? Well, this is on Broadway. This is New York. We get like the obligatory like look out over the city to see the city as it was in 1968, and that's actually really cool because we get to see like the actual skyline of the city from back then, and it's pretty wild how much it's. I mean, I guess that was a long time ago, but still, like it's still crazy how much it's changed. Mm-hmm. But Broadway, it's such a vital part of the city, such a big part of its identity. That's such a big New York thing. But we get a couple little moments, like that woman on the stoop who claims to be the concierge of the building. Like that's one of those things that New York is like one of the few cities where you're going to get stuff like that. Yeah. But also what this movie brought to mind when it came to New York was how much of the creative economy in New York is propped up by just like rich lunatics who like don't know what to do with their money.
For sure.
And I mean that complimentary, I guess.
Yeah.
But like there's like a ton of money in New York for a lot of different reasons. But there's like a lot of people who like just have it and they don't know what to do with it. And they're just fucking weirdos, right? And so they want to invest in stuff and like, I don't know, they end up investing in like helping out or just like giving money to artists or like investing in plays and it's kind of wild how much of like creative stuff in a city like New York is just like funded by that shit.
This definitely is a only in New York story.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I agree with you, especially about the rich assholes. But yeah, this type of thing couldn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah. But I've always been a Mel Brooks fan. I just think his comedy is still funny, even all these years later.
Yeah.
You could see that he's developing his cinematic voice, I guess.
Right.
So this isn't on the level of something like Blazing Saddles.
No.
But it makes me laugh, like that. It makes me laugh over and over again. The leads in the movie are great. The guy playing Hitler is funny as hell. I don't even know what his name is.
No.
But it's and like the play itself, the Springtime for Hitler play is fucking hilarious, and you can see why people would laugh at it and think it was a comedy. So this first time seeing this movie, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Mel Brooks has just always been funny. He's, even though I agree with you, he went on to do funnier things and hone his voice. If this is truly his first movie, he came out with a banger.
He's always been funny, and he's still fun. Like it's still funny. Like
Yes.
there's not a lot of stuff in this movie that just like falls flat or just because like he doesn't do a lot of like reference humor, I guess, because otherwise we would just be like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
It's just stuff that's just funny. Like people are funny, and he gets that. He understands it. The dude's fucking 99 years old or 100 years old at this point. He's still taking meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the dude is still...
I mean, we're getting another Spaceballs movie.
Yeah, the guy's a fucking legend. So, producers, it's rated 3.8 overall on Letterboxd. 485 people have it in their 4 favorites, and 33% agree with my 4-star rating, including Vivian, who wrote, "The Nazi ranting about Churchill was everyone on my timeline when Gary Oldman won his Oscar." So I'm putting The Producers on the shelf this week as my last pick for the topic of New York City.
So I know this is your first time watching it, and I get the 4-star rating. I have this at 5. I've seen it a bunch, but I do just want to call attention to one thing for those keeping track at home. You've given a nod to Woody Allen, Bill Cosby, Weinstein, and now a movie where Hitler is celebrated in some way, shape, or form.
No
I almost
comment.
wish you had
No
a fourth movie. Love to see where
I mean,
things
I
go
guess
next.
I could say some things about your next pick.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
you know,
That's fair. That's fair.
Which I won't. But there are things I could say about that movie that would veer into that territory.
I mean,
Let's just say that.
I'm happy to acknowledge those. I think we should just end.
I'm not the one who brought a Woody Allen movie to the show.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, maybe we'll hail Satan at the end of this. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right. Well, I'm moving on to my final pick, which is from 1994, out of the Adventures in Babysitting Natalie Portman section of the store. And I have brought Léon the Professional.
All right.
Back of the box synopsis. Léon, the top hitman in New York, which I don't know that was ever truly.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, the top hitman in New York has earned a rep as an effective cleaner. But when his next door neighbors are wiped out by a loose cannon DEA agent, he becomes the unwilling custodian of 12-year-old Matilda. Before long, Matilda's thoughts turn to revenge, and she considers following in Leon's footsteps. Tagline, when you want a job done right, hire a professional. I'm not a fan of that.
No.
Not only does it bring the title in, as the Die Hard movie did, but I just don't think it even really... It feels like...
It doesn't have a lot of verve to it.
No, and it doesn't really even seem to be about the movie. I don't know.
That sounds like it literally sounds like if you were hiring an actual cleaner to come to your house.
right.
Oh, call up this guy. It says hire a professional.
Yeah.
On their ad.
Right. So this is directed by Luc Besson, who is no stranger to the shelf. He's been up here before. And Léon the Professional is slick action thriller, unexpectedly intimate character study. We have Jean Reno, who plays Léon. And this is kind of a version of a character that he played in La Femme Nikita. I think he has, in interviews, referred to it as like a cousin of that character.
Yeah. Spiritual sequel.
Yeah. But he's a man shaped by routine, ritual, and restraint. Natalie Portman, in her first breakout major role, is Matilda. She's vulnerable, angry, heartbreakingly precocious. And of course, Gary Oldman is here as our villain, Stansfield. And he delivers quite an unhinged and operatic performance. So how does it fit the theme? So this takes place in New York City. And while I think on the surface it doesn't feel as connected to the town as some of our other picks, I think that, you know, this is a New York story that's rooted in ritual, identity, and survival. We talk about New York films as love letters, but Léon is more of a diary, I think. You know, it's not, the city isn't as romanticized as
We spend a lot of time
Manhattan.
on corners, street corners. Yeah.
Definitely, in interiors and apartments and stuff. I think that, you know, this film is more cramped, more isolating. It's about the small places that people retreat to when the world becomes a little too dangerous. So we also have Léon kind of surviving New York through systems. He's watering his plant and putting it out on the stoop the same way every day. He drinks milk like it's the sacrament, and
This is the second movie in as many episodes that we've had like glasses of milk feature prominently.
Yeah.
What's up? Like, what is up with that? We watched it. It was the Lucky with Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay, cool. He's a 90-year-old guy. He probably can only digest liquids and milk. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Somehow. This, I'm like, what's the deal with the milk? Is that like just something? Is it like an efficient thing to be drinking as part of a diet?
I mean, this was released, I think, around the time of the Milk Does a Body Good marketing campaign.
Because like people don't drink milk anymore. People used to just drink milk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they do it as much anymore.
I don't think so
Kids,
either.
maybe.
Yeah. It's more of an ingredient now.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Seems so weird. This guy just fucking chugs milk.
He loves the milk.
New York City, known for its milk.
Yeah. But I think here we get, New York forcing some collision, interdependency, and found family. This was written and directed by Besson during a break from shooting The Fifth Element, which is kind of crazy, especially since Gary Oldman. I don't know. Yeah.
Wait, you can do
Gary
that?
Oldman was in both movies.
What the fuck is going on in the 90s?
Yeah. Portman was only 11 during filming, and her, I think, performance remains one of the strongest child debuts. I mean, we often talk about how kids in movies just usually don't work. In this case, she's good.
She's pretty good.
You can see why she goes on to be an actor.
Yes. Yeah, she is an actor. She is acting.
Yeah.
Good performance.
This in some of the same ways that Manhattan sparked some controversy, definitely raised some eyebrows with the age gap implications and the weird relationship between Jean Reno's character and Portman's character.
Now, did you see the regular version of this?
I did.
So there is an extended version, which I have not seen.
I have not seen that either.
Apparently, that like makes it more explicit that they're like having it's not like explicit, but like they insinuate there's more like relationship stuff there. That's not like quite,
really?
Yeah, and I don't know how much of that is actually in the movie, but apparently that like gets more into that.
Okay, so it gets
which
weird.
I did not want to see.
Yeah, no. I didn't want to see that either. I mean, like I've seen this movie a bunch of times, and the first few times I saw it, even as an adult, I mean, I think I saw it for the first time in college. That stuff didn't really hit me the same way it does now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm aware of it. I tend to look past it. I don't think that that's what they're trying to do, even though
I don't think the movie's really about that.
No.
I think that's probably why they cut that stuff out in the theatrical version. It's like, if it's coming across like this too much. Like,
we didn't mean for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think hopefully that's what was happening there. Mm-hmm. It does kind of like fit in with the fact though that it actually makes sense that this was shot concurrently with The Fifth Element, because this is a slightly alien version of New York.
Yeah.
In reality in general, where it's just like, oh, like this is not the way cops operate. This is not the way your neighbors in New York City operate. Like someone's, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of weird stuff. It's like, oh, that is not how that happens in the real world.
Well, I'll add to that because the film was shot on location in New York, except for the interior shots, which were all shot in France.
Okay.
So that I think even contributes to what you're describing. And you can tell that Luc Besson is not a native New Yorker.
Yeah, it definitely does not seem that way.
Right. But why did I choose this? So I appreciate this film in the context of where this genre of movie has gone. So long before John Wick made the assassin myth mainstream, Léon gave us an assassin who felt something. And this I think that true to many of Luc Besson's movies, this has a slickness to it in the way that it's directed and shot, and it feels fluid and engaging and punctuated with violence. I think he shoots action really well. Yeah. So Jean Reno is great. He gives us a hitman who's kind of shy, gentle, and tragic. Natalie Portman, you can see the brilliance that's going to follow. I do think this holds up more than 30 years later, as long as you can. acknowledge that some of the underlying criticisms are perhaps not what this movie is trying to do, as overtly as Manhattan was. Yeah. So I definitely feel like, we get a taste of the hitman genre that would follow in the decades that come after Léon. As here it's a hitman story not built on like bravado, but vulnerability. So yeah, Leon's kind of the blueprint for the apex predator that is John Wick. This did fairly well. I mean, it wasn't a massive hit. It wasn't a disappointment. It averages a 4.0 on Letterboxd, and that's where I have it right now. 33% of users agree with my rating. And I plucked a 4-star review from Dom, who said, "I was intensely worried throughout for the well-being of his plant."
Yeah. He cares about his plant.
He does. He doesn't have a lot of possessions, but plant is one of them.
As much as I obviously didn't want to see any sort of like romantic relationship between these two, I almost wish this movie was less about like even just like the father-daughter dynamic between them. As much as I felt like Natalie Portman was very good as an 11-year-old, like those sorts of like stories don't necessarily interest me. So I've got this at 3 stars. I think I wanted more of just like a straight like assassin teaching the next generation to kill story, which this isn't quite that. It's a little bit of that, but yeah, it's a cool 90s assassin movie. Yeah,
interestingly, Luc Besson planned for a sequel with an older Natalie Portman who has assumed the role of a cleaner. She's in the hitman part now, and I guess Besson had a disagreement with the studio that released this, and that studio owns the rights to the movie, and they will not give it up because of how heated that disagreement was. So that movie won't get made, but it at least existed.
Who knows? Everything's going to be one company pretty soon. So.
Oh yeah, in a world where we're getting legacy sequels left and right.
Who knows who owns that movie now? Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Rob, there you have it. A little slice of the big city represented here on the staff recommendation shelf.
Never sleeps.
Nope. As usual, we've got 6 films on offer this evening, all of them having something to do with New York City. Our recommendations include Summer of Soul, Manhattan, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Gangs of New York, The Producers, and Léon the Professional.
If you don't have time to stop into the store, you can visit us 24 hours a day at rewindvideopod.com. You can also find us on Letterboxd and Blue Sky, or send us an email at rewindvideopod@gmail.com. And if you like the show, please rate, review, subscribe, and recommend it to all of your friends who love movies.
Every single friend.
Every friend you've got.
Yes.
If they love movies or don't. Yeah, if you're like, hey, like I've heard of movies. I might be interested in getting into that shit.
I just need some recommendations.
Just recommend something that gives me recommendations.
Yes. Well, it is the time of year we've been waiting all year for.
I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah, the second annual Rewindies is nearly here. So
are we doing this because we're out of ideas for topics?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, tune in next time for our look back at all the movie-related things of 2025 that we'd like to call attention to. If you listened last year, you know that it's not just about naming movies, but movie stuff.
Movie stuff, and like it's a live show. You get to hear the audience react to it.
Yeah.
It's the most fun episode of the year.
I agree. So, break out your tux or your sequined gown.
Yeah, there is a dress code.
There is a dress code. And join us as we celebrate another year of film things. We will be back in the new year with another round of films for the staff recommendation
Plenty
shelf.
of topics.
Yeah, plenty of topics. I can't wait for all the topics.
So many topics.
But if you're looking for something in the meantime, feel free to hit us up for a movie to watch.
Be kind. Recommend.